Hey everyone, this is Light, and in this video I'll be covering the most recent balance patch and giving my thoughts. So before I take a look at all this, I want to say that historically Smilegate does not release broken patches one after the other typically. So the last patch was MO Haste, and MO Haste broke the game. So my expectations are really low, and I'm expecting this to be a more like a filler fan service patch rather than a patch that'll impact the meta. Because usually if they want to impact the meta, they're going to release broken units or make units counter the broken units. So yeah, just basing it off these units, I don't see this anything more than fan service. Like RIOLET, VIVIAN, yeah, I don't know. And there's not even a 5-star artifact. So yeah, my hopes are not too high, so let's get into it. So we have RIOLET, S1 damage increase, increase evasion by 50%. So they're finally giving RIOLET built-in evasion. So he's no longer weak to Lilius, he's no longer weak to Lua, he's no longer weak to AOL, he's no longer weak to these units that just strip his evasion for free. So he's a modern unit now, which is great. The increased damage is great, but honestly, I find it hard to imagine him being good in this meta, unless his damage increase is so good that he can afford to be built tankier. Because like he kind of gets rolled by Emma Haste, he's gonna get rolled by Senya, and units who can't really control their damage too well. I'm talking about his random S3 at full focus. Units who can't control their damage too well are kind of suffering in this meta. So yeah, I am pretty iffy. And because he's still focus based, he will never really be more than a 4-5 pick, more than a last pick, because Solitaria just counters focus based units way too hard. But at least Solitaria can't strip his evasion anymore, so that's something. But yeah, I don't have very high hopes for him at all. But he will definitely be better when he's pickable. So yeah, moving on. Stage Vivian. So I honestly don't think Sage Vivian can be a good unit unless they give her something game breaking. So let's see. S1, yep, gives speed, increases attack by 20%, stacking 3 times. So Sage Vivian gets 60% total attack for free. So she ramps up, and carries that ramp up are really good. Free stats are always really good. So yeah, that's a really nice change. Also, damage increased. That's very welcomed because her S1 damage felt like peanuts. At the start of the battle, restore full focus. At the end of the turn, gain 1 focus. So her abilities don't give her a focus anymore. It's all about taking turns. So when focus is 3 or higher, immune to debuffs. That's huge. That means Sage Vivian cannot be attacked down by C. Lilius. Sage Vivian cannot be sealed by Knockwall. Sage Vivian cannot be defense broken by Albedo, so she definitely never needs ER ever again. That is an amazing change. Like you have this DPS that can be single target or AoE, and they're immune to DPS. They're immune to debuffs basically. That actually removes a lot of her weakness. Like she's no longer weak to like damage over time stuff because she can't get debuffed, but she's still weak to like Rimuru. She's much less affected by Karina and Albedo, which is huge. Honestly, really good. Really, really good change. Being immune to debuffs is amazing. Attacks all enemies. Okay, so they changed her S3. Damage don't increases with more enemies, so this is gonna just do more damage, and then oh, her S3 now heals more. So instead of healing like the target's like 20% HP, this heals more. Because it's healing based on her attack. That's pretty good. And it doesn't the cooldown doesn't go down as she uses focus anymore. So it's just a flat 4 turn now. Which is fine. This is a really good change, honestly. Crit damage buff was pretty worthless. But now I'm guessing this is gonna heal a lot more and do a lot more damage. So yeah, amazing change, to be honest. Being resistant to debuffs is huge. That's amazing. That is very good. I have high hopes for Vivian as a 4-5 pick still. Because again, the issue with Vivian is that you can never pick her outside the 4-5 slot because Solitaria counters you too hard. So I guess maybe there's a world where you pick her with Solitaria. I used to do that quite a bit a long time ago. But yeah, Sage Vivian, I think she's going to be an insane 4-5 pick. However, she is going to get beaten up by Emil Hace's like S1, S2. Unless this immunity is also immunity to getting stripped. If Sage Vivian can't get stripped by Emil Hace, that would be cherry on top, but I don't think that's how it works. But yeah, definitely going to be a decent unit. I really look forward to using her. Let's see, Yuna attacks all enemies, increases combat readiness of the caster by 15%, increases combat readiness of all allies except for the hazard by 5%. Okay, CR boost S1. That's nice. Damage increase, that's nice. Upgrade. Buffs all allies with attack and speed buff, grants an extra turn. So Yuna goes S2, S1, that's interesting. Attacks all enemies, so they moved her extra turn from S3 and they removed guaranteed crit on S3. That's a very interesting change. But I guess it makes sense because having that extra turn on S2 means that she can cycle into her S3 faster. Like there wasn't much point giving S3 extra turn, but now you can go towards your S3 faster. However, I'm not sure why they removed the guaranteed crit. I feel like that's kind of lame. But let's see, what did they do? Okay, Yuna's improved. Let's see. Okay. So what did they change about her EE? Increased combat range of the caster. Okay, so 20%. Upgrade is unaffected by cooldown increase and decrease effect. So Yuna cannot get reset? I guess? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too into this. Like, I feel like a unit that AoEs every turn is a little bit of a liability. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I feel like this makes her a cleave opener because she has speed EE and then she has an extra turn attack and speed buff, and then she has team CR boost. I feel like this makes her a cleave opener. Cause like imagine you have Unseen Observer, you press S2, you give attack and speed buff, and then you get a soul. And then you get extra turn with S1, which will, or you get extra turn with S2. So imagine you're fighting Moon Bunny, you press S2, you proc Moon Bunny, and then you S1, CR boost your team, and break Moon Bunny's skill nulls. And then like your Greenstead goes chop chop chop. I feel like that's their direction with her. A cleave opener, but an S1 that's an AoE and counterable is very iffy to me. I don't like how they're doing that. Free Spirit area, yada yada yada. Increased damage proportional to target's max health. Okay, she just does more damage. So she does more damage to PvE stuff basically. Nothing special. Mercedes. More damage. More damage on S2, and her follow-up S2 does not get reduced damage. That's nice. More damage is always good. More damage is always good. I only use Fire Mercedes in Raid, to be honest, but I'll appreciate the damage boost. Maybe it'll make her... Maybe if the damage increase is enough, she might be a viable fire DPS in RTA, but I'm iffy about that. Camilla, 3-turn attack buff instead of 2, but they remove her skill null, and S3 does more damage. I feel like Camilla gets changed so much. I don't understand Smallgate's obsession with her, but I really don't think this changes anything. Like, people already weren't pressing S2 because of Tachi. So like, why would they press S2? I don't know. I mean, there's more uptime if you don't have Tachi, I guess. Aether, I'm not sure why they're buffing a 3-star that no one uses. Alright, 3-star artifact, increase attack by 10 to 21 HP. Okay, that's useless. When enemy is defeated, gain 1 soul. That sounds useless. When attacked, minus 10% damage. Why would you even buff these artifacts? Okay. Well, that's about it. So yeah, I am honestly really excited for Sage Vivian. So yeah, I like the patch. I'm a huge fan of Sage Vivian. She was one of my favorite units like 2 years ago when she was good. So yeah, I'm super excited. But nothing game breaking for sure. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.